Hola chicos y chicas! Today we're going to be talking about line plots, and basically this is a what video. So what are line plots? Because you are going to begin working with line plots. Now, the line plot that I will show you today is not a line plot that has fractions in it. Tomorrow I will show you how to make a line plot using fractions. But today we're only using line plots that have whole numbers, just because it is much easier to explain and much faster. I feel like you will understand what a line plot is by using whole numbers and not get too confused. Okay. Okay, so we have a set of data points right here, and this is the students and this is their favorite number. We have to make sure that we understand what this table means before we actually make a line plot, because if I just start making a line plot, I am not going to be representing the data correctly, and you might get confused. So we have students. We have Maria, Jose, Luis, Emma, Pedro, and Vanessa, and we have their favorite number. So Maria likes the number 1, Jose likes number 3, Luis likes number 7, Emma number 7, 2, Pedro likes number 1, and Vanessa likes number 2. Okay. Now that I have read through all of this key point, read through all of it and understand what this means, I can go ahead and start making a line plot. Now, a line plot includes a line, just as it says. So if you remember back to your geometry lessons, we have a line and it has 2 arrows because it continues, right? And so that's that. And then a plot. So that means that you're going to be plotting something within this line, okay? Now, to decide what numbers go in the line plot, you're going to look at your data. You're going to see that your smallest number is number 1 and that your biggest number is 7. Okay, so now you go ahead and say, I have 1 and I end with 7. Okay, now I'm going to say how many numbers do I need how many numbers more do I need to plot in this data? And you're going to literally count. So I'm not going to count 1 or 7 because I have already plotted them. So I'm going to say 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So that is 5 numbers. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, sorry, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I need 5 markers. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, very important, you have to make sure that when you are plotting, the markers are spaced evenly and that you do not, like, I wouldn't want a line plot to be 1 and 7. And you say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because this does not represent something that is even. You're basically saying that this is a bigger number than this. Okay, so you have to make sure that your markers are spaced evenly. Okay, now that I have this done, I can start marking. Very important that you do one by one and that you check mark your already made marked points. Okay, so I'm going to say Maria likes number 1 and I'm going to put an X above 1, above the marker. Very important. You have to put the X above the marker, not in between, but above the marker. And then I say, yep, I'm done with that one. Jose likes number 3. Ooh, I forgot to do this. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There you go. Sorry. Jose likes number 3, so I'm going to go ahead. X's are evenly the same. Okay. Luis likes number 7. Emma also likes number 7. And notice how the X goes right above. And the reason why it's important that you even out all the X's is because if you end up with a lot of data, you're going to, and you have to compare and contrast which number has the most and which number has the least. Well, it wouldn't work if you have, let's say we only have 3 numbers. So 1, 2, 3, and you make some X's really big and some X's not the same. And then you say, well, it's obviously number 2. Number 2 has the most because it's tallest. Well, not really. Number one has the most because it has 1, 2, 3, 4 edges, and while the other two only have 2 edges. So very important that you keep the edges the same so that when you look at your data, you can clearly tell which one has the most and which one has the least. Okay. So I already did 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I'm in Pedro. He likes number 1. And Vanessa likes number 2. Okay, so this way I can clearly tell which ones are even and which ones has the most, which one has the least. Okay. Oh, and I forgot to mark it. So now I'm going to go back and make sure that I have the right amount of X's on my line plot and that I have the same amount over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I do have 6 X's and I have 6 data points. So I am pretty good. Now I'm going to use the titles over here to label my graph. So I use these points based on this column right here, and this is favorite number. So I'm going to literally put it over here again. Favorite number. Okay. So now I have to just title my line plot. We always use a title for line plots so that we know what we're talking about. And to use that, we use both of these. We say students favorite number. Okay, so now we have a title. We have the line plot with evenly spaced markers and evenly sized X's. It's very important that you use X's. We have labels and we have labeled our label. You understand? Okay, this is it. So this is basically what a line plot is. Now you use this line plot to answer questions. So people might ask you which number is more popular in this class. Then you would go, oh, well, the more popular numbers are 1 and 7. Which numbers are not popular? You would say, well, it looks like students do not like 4, 5, or 6. And what is the difference between the the biggest number and the smallest number? So then you would go, well, the difference between number 7 and number 1 is 6. 7 minus 1 is 6. And so you use this to answer questions on data. Okay, boys and girls, chicos y chicas, this is how you make a line plot. That is all for today. You are going to learn how to make a line plot using fractions tomorrow. And that's literally it for today. I have nothing else. Bye-bye. Oh, yes, I do. Remember that we are meeting today at 2:30 to 3:30. I will be reading out loud a book first, and then we're going to go around the community circle. And then we're going to have some time for you to ask questions. Okay, now this is it for today. I am done talking. Bye-bye.